Dear students, we are going for the concept of heat exchanger and major classification of the heat exchanger. Here, the heat exchanger is the device used for the exchange of heat between the two bodies that are at different temperature is called as heat exchanger. Means there are two fluids. One is the hot fluid and another is the cold fluid. The hot fluid naturally is at high temperature range, whereas the cold fluid is at the low temperature range. Hot fluid will transfer the heat to the cold fluid. Means hot fluid is the donator and cold fluid is the receiver. Naturally, the temperature range of the hot fluid is higher and cold fluid is lower. And there is an equipment for which we can transfer the heat of the hot fluid towards the cold fluid, and that equipment is known as heat exchanger. The name itself indicates that the heat exchanger is useful in many ways. You can see that wide range of applications we can have. So you can have the very good example is our automobile. Wherever we are going for all type of heat exchangers are there. Radiator is the good example where the hot water is converted into cold water. In the transformer, the hot oil is converted into cold oil, and again the transformer oil can be reused. So wherever many applications are there where the heat exchangers are usually used. So majoritarily we are going for such heat exchangers, and there are various heat exchangers, but in some cases it is combinations are different. So one by one we will see. Okay. So how to classify direct contact type. So classification of the heat exchanger you can see, and this classification we can have. So direct contact type. I can show the diagram. Okay. So this is the diagram. Here we can see that air is moving towards the upper side and water is sprayed. So direct contact. The air is given and cooling tower is there here. This is the cooling tower, and here direct contact is there. Direct contact is there, and the water gets cooled. There is a water spray systems are there, and air will going upward and water will come downward directly. It is a cooling effect is there. Direct contact is there. Very good example is in our bathroom. When hot water is directly, we are pouring some cold water. So both are water only, but direct contact heat exchanger where we are having the comfortable temperature of the water for bathing. So this is the direct contact type. So some are, you can see, you can hear single matrix generator. So hot fluid in, cold fluid in, cold fluid out, and hot fluid out. So you can see hot fluid is in and migrating towards the right side and coming outside, whereas cold fluid is coming inside and migrating towards the left side and coming outside. So this is the one type of counter flow heat exchanger only, you can say that. So here you can see the cold fluid is, this is the cold fluid and hot. So you can see the matrix are provided, this is the matrix. And hot fluid is there, hot fluid is percolating and cold fluid is in the pipe. You can see the hot fluid is completely cooled by cold fluid. So here this is the rotary generator. Rotary generator means here hot gases are in and going out, and cold gas is coming inside and going out. So when this particular wheel, if it goes, for example, this portion will become hot. Why it will become hot? Because hot gas are in and hot gas will go out. The top portion of the wheel comes downwards now, and bottom portion of the wheel will go out upward. If you rotate it, then what will happen? The cold fluid, this will become hot. When it comes to the downward, the cold gas will be coming inside to cool the hot place. After cooling the hot place, again the lower portion will go to the upper portion, and upper portion will come to the lower portion. So again upper portion is get heated because of the hot gas. When it comes to the lower portion, it is cooled by the cold gas. So this type of cycle is continuously arranged. This is called as a rotary regenerator. Means hot gas and cold gas are alternatively cooled, and therefore they are cooling the system. Alternative cooled, therefore, or in a rotary way it is cooled. Therefore, it is called as rotary regenerator. So such type of are there. According to the construction, you can see tubular type of heat exchanger. So fluid A, parallel flow case, it is going or fluid A is counter flow. First will take the parallel flow. So fluid A is going in the forward direction, and fluid B is coming inside and going outside. This is parallel flow. Means the fluid A and B are in the same direction. Or fluid B is going forward in the right direction. In a second case, the fluid A will going in the opposite direction. This is counter flow case. So it is tubular heat exchanger. Means one tube is inside the other tube. Okay, usually the hot fluid is at the central pipe and cold fluid is at the surrounding. Not necessarily, but usually. So one thing you have to remember that one fluid is flowing in one tube, another fluid is on the other tube. Means hot fluid or cold fluid. Hot fluid may pass through the central tube and surrounded by the tube of cold fluid. So this is the way. This is called as tubular heat exchanger. Means one tube and is inserted in the other tube. And because of that, because of the either parallel flow or counter flow, the hot fluid will lose the heat and cold fluid will gain the heat. This is a simple design is there. So usually we do not have that much of space in the various equipment or various industries or vehicles. We do not have that much of space, because in laboratory scale also or industry scale also space is limited, and we have to confine or to shorten the size of the heat exchanger. So one attempt is made, that is called as shell and tube type of heat exchanger. Okay, this will see. Shell and tube type of heat exchanger. You can see this is a pass. So shell and tube type of heat exchanger. One shell and one tube pass. Okay, this is one shell. Entire is called one shell, means compartment. Okay, and various tubes are provided. And here you can see shell outlet, tube inlet, and shell outlet, tube outlet, and shell inlet. So you can see that all the fluid is flowing at a time through the tubes and going out. At a time, they are flowing in the tubes and going out. So this is called as shell and tube type. You can see the fluid is fragmented into tube streams. So when the one tube, two tube, three, four are there, but one entirely it is going in a parallel, one pass, which in one pass it will go out. And here the shell is one only. And here the shell outlet and shell inlet and tube outlet. Means here what will happen is the surface area provided is more. Surface area is provided is more. Here it is actually wrong. It is a wrong one. It is 4. Okay, it is 4 tube passes here. 1 tube, 2 tube, 3 tube, 4 tube. So here you can see 4 tube passes are there and one shell is there. Here you can see this is the arrangement. What is the importance of this shell and tube type heat exchanger is within a compact space, more amount of heat transfer is possible. More amount of heat transfer is possible because the one fluid is fragmented to flow in the various tubes. So for example, very good example is if you pass the entire fluid, if it is hot fluid is there in one container, it takes long time to cool. But the same fluid of the container is divided into 4 containers. Each container will cool very fastly, and that is the idea behind the tubular type of heat exchanger. This is entire shell is there and 4 tubes are there, and in the 4 tubes the fluid is passing, so heat transfer rate is higher for the same or for a less amount of surface area, and it will be compact. So this is called as shell and tube type of heat exchangers. You can multi-pass is there, so you can see the shell side tube coming in and going out. So this is one pass, this is second pass. So here also you can see shell side fluid is coming inside, shell side fluid is going outside. So you can see one pass. So another fluid is one pass, second pass, third pass, and fourth pass. So 4 passes means alternative. This is one good example. What is this good example is why this is so stressful. So in one direction it will flow, again it will reverse the direction, again it will reverse the direction, and again it will reverse the direction. So 4 times it is reversing the direction. First one direction, second direction, again 3 direction, 4 direction. So retention time in the heat exchanger will be more. The fluid which is entering into the tube, the retention time in the shell will be more. Means when the retention time or staying time is more, then the heat transfer is very good. If only one pass is there, then it will the heat exchange may not be efficient. So the same fluid is again forward, again backward, again forward, again backward. In that case, the most of the heat exchange will take place within a short space. That is the beauty of this shell and tube type of heat exchangers. Okay. So here compacts are there, parallel flow and counter flow. Already I have told in the earlier case. Again, it is specific. So cold fluid is inside, cold fluid is going outside. Hot fluid is inside and hot fluid is going outside. You can see that both the directions are same. So this is called as parallel flow heat exchanger. Whereas you can see cold fluid inside and cold fluid outside. Hot fluid inside and hot fluid outside. We can see the arrow marks. They are in opposite direction. Hot fluid and cold fluid, they are flowing in opposite direction. So what will indicate that? This is called as counter, means encounter. The cold fluid and hot fluid, they are flowing in opposite direction. If you compare parallel flow and counter flow, always the counter flow is superior to the parallel flow, because the cold fluid will encounter higher temperature of the hot fluid always in the heat exchanger. We can see, so here cold fluid is entering. This is the way of forward going towards the left, and hot fluid is going towards the right. So you can see this is high temperature, this is low temperature. Hot fluid entry is high temperature, hot fluid outside is low temperature. So cold fluid always encounter with the higher temperature of the hot fluid. So what will happen? The heat transfer rate will be better. Because of that nature, because of this physical significance, always the parallel flow and counter flow, if you compare, the counter flow is having superiority over the parallel flow. So you can see the different flow configuration of cross flow heat exchanger. Cross flow heat exchanger means perpendicular to each other. The hot fluid and cold fluid, they are perpendicular to each other. They will flow in perpendicular to each other direction. So this is cross flow heat exchanger is very good. Is radiator. You can see the radiator in the trucks or large scale vehicles. You can see that heavy vehicles. You can see the fan blow is, or the air blow is horizontal, whereas the water will flow from the top to bottom. So both are 90 degree to each other. Very good practical example. Visualize whenever it is possible. So this is the, you can see cross flow heat exchanger, and you can see the outward coming and unmixed, mixed. Means cross fluid is in each compartment. The cross flow is made to pass, but each compartment is different. Means not mixed with the other fluid. So the compartment of this will not be mixed here. Will not be mixed here. So unmixed. Here it is mixed. Means compartments are not. These compartments are provided. Here the compartment is not provided. Cross flow will pass through directly. And this is the tube flow. Various tube flows are there. So through that, hot fluid or cold fluid may be interchanging. So in this compartment, hot fluid may be flowing, or in tube, cold fluid, or in the tube, hot fluid, in the here, cold fluid, whatever it may be, combination is there. These two type of combination. One is both fluid unmixed, and one fluid mixed, and one fluid is unmixed. You can see both fluid unmixed means here compartments are made for the one fluid, and also tubular is there. Here also compartments are made. Means each tube is provided separately. So hot fluid and cold fluid, they are not mixed with each other. Here you can see one fluid is mixed, but another fluid is not mixed. It is passing through the tubes. So one fluid is mixed and one fluid is unmixed. So many permutation and combinations are there in this arrangement. You can visualize. So here you can see. So therefore, these are the various major type of heat exchangers, and it appears for the 7 to 8 marks in the examination. So remember that whenever they want to put the theory, usually they will ask what is heat exchanger, and classify the heat exchanger according to the principles or according to the usages. So this is the answer you have to provide. This same file already I have uploaded. Again, I will upload whenever it is necessary. Okay, thank you.